Oh, look. Like, share, thumb up the video. I appreciate everybody that do. I don't know why I keep hearing this dumbass song, but he's a dog, he's a mutt. Like, somebody's letting it be known. Somebody's gonna show it in more ways than one. He's a dog, he's a mutt. Ah, he's a dog, he's a mutt. A bob, 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 bob. He's a dog. He's a mutt. Who the fuck around here paying $20,000 to curse theyself, trying to curse the high priestess? He's a dog. He's a mutt. Ah, he's a dog. You a mutt. You a dog. You a mutt. Like somebody paid $20,000 to send black magic towards me, Muya, and it returned 3 times stronger back to their ass. Let's give a hand clap. Woo! Who around here cursing theyself? Yeah! Yeah! One more motherfucker up out of here. Yes! How many more to go? I wonder. Okay? I wonder how many fuck more to go. All I know is I'm going to play a little bit of this for y'all so y'all can see and hear. Get the popcorn peanuts. I can't be mad. Get the popcorn and peanuts. Get the popcorn and peanuts, because this is something what they did to themselves. I mean, you did better giving me 20,000. You would have blessed yourself 3 times greater. Like, then trying to curse yourself, trying to give it to another motherfucker. All you did was pay their bills for a month. Probably sent them on a motherfucking trip for the winter or some shit. I don't know what you did, but you definitely wasted 20 grand, and it's definitely gonna put you in some type of cardboard box on a corner. Like, your reputation, your money, finances, resources, home, relationships. It's gonna all come back 3 times. Curse, 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 curse. I'm gonna repeat it again. No weapons formed against me shall be able to prosper. Not one. If anyone lift up a tongue against the most high priestess of the most high God, you are cursed without a curse. If you bless me, you're blessed beyond blessings. Because this is my divine right. It is my inheritance right as a human being and a child of God, that those that bless me is blessed with a blessing, and those that try to curse me is cursed with a curse. It's in the Bible. But not only that, that shit is stamped on my soul, okay, because of who I belong to. It doesn't matter what you want to believe. Doesn't matter what you don't want, all these illusions everybody don't want to believe. She's great. Greatness runs through my veins, through my blood, through my energy, aura, and all that. Okay? Okay? Doesn't matter how you think it's supposed to look. Doesn't matter how you think it's supposed to talk. The facts still remain that I am the magical, sacred, high chief priestess of the Most High God, and He will not, under no circumstances, have you violating my energy, my life, my destiny, my purpose, and any of that. If you try to interfere with any of that, you're cursed without a curse. You already signed your death certificate. Okay? Okay? Okay, it is what it is. Stop searching for the art of the covenant, because I am the fucking art of the fucking covenant. That's why the rainbow was up in the fucking sky. To let it be known that the promise is still the motherfucking promise. In October. Who the fuck sees the rainbow in October going into the winter? Please explain. Who? Okay? So at the end of the day, it's like, stop playing. Stop playing. Okay, I know you want to be me so bad. I know you mock every motherfucking thing I say and do. Okay, you patronize all of my motherfucking work. Okay? All right, which that cursed you along. All that money that you think you made or took, it all got to be returned 3 times, 7 times when a thief is found. But all that shit you just sent out, that shit has returned back to you Father God said 3 times stronger than it went out. So that's the bitch that you pay, and that's you. So if another motherfucker die in your family or something, you know, I just got through watching a movie called Upon Wish, Wish Upon, and it was about a girl getting a some kind of music box, and she started making motherfucking wishes on that, and she was getting everything she wanted, but people that she loved was fucking getting hit left and right, especially when she would do something wicked like and say something like against an enemy, because she was a high school kid. So she had a couple of enemies in school, okay, a couple of bitches that thought they can get in her face and fuck with her, and she went home and said some crazy shit about them, and the next day they was all fucked up. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, she lost valuable shit that she really cared about, like her dog. Her dog came from her mother, and her mother was deceased, and her mother died from that box. She didn't understand that and didn't know that because she was a baby when her mother died. She committed suicide. Her mother must have did 7 wishes, and then after the 7th wish, the box claimed her mother's soul. Okay, which the same shit happened to her at the end. Even when she had the seer eye to go like in the past, like how you go in the past, she went in the future and stopped it and tried to stop the actions of all the shit that she seen happen as it really happened. And when she gave the box to the dude and said, "Go bury this box, don't ask no questions, just go bury it and get rid of it," she thought everything was gonna go back to normal. Her father wasn't gonna be dead, her dog wasn't gonna be dead, her friends wasn't gonna be dead. And as she crossed the street, boom, she got hit out of nowhere. Like, she got hit out of nowhere, and her friends and everybody was sitting right there. Like, that movie was crazy, and it's the same type of shit. You're not gonna be sending this crazy shit out and think it ain't gonna come back to you. So if you like it, I love it. I mean, I'm not mad. I know I'm covered and protected. Okay, so it doesn't matter how a motherfucker feel. So, like, you want to waste $20,000 sending it to some bitch that you think is cold-blooded, and you think she can get in my energy, which is God's energy, and do all kind of crazy shit to my energy? Y'all done did jars. Y'all done took my picture. Y'all done did all kind of shit on altars. Y'all done chanted. Y'all done did all kind of shit, and all it's gonna do is cost your whole world to be turned the fuck upside down because you went touching something you didn't fuck know, like that box in that movie. You want to go see it? I think you can watch it on it's either on Peacock, or I think it's on Peacock. Like, if you like it, I love it. I mean, shit, whoever want to be fucked up, be fucked up. But I'm about to put this on for a couple of minutes and let y'all hear into it, and I'll come back and play the whole video. But I'm out here moving around, appointments and things like that. So here it is.
Message found you at the exact moment you needed to hear it. If you've felt attacks you couldn't explain, or obstacles that seemed supernaturally placed in your path, type 333 in the comments right now.
You like it? I love it.
That's not a random number.
I don't care.
It's a code of protection, a signal to the universe that you're aware, awake, and aligned. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, because the information we share here isn't just content. It's a shield, a sword, and a roadmap for those who walk the path less traveled. Now, let's uncover the truth. Let me paint you a picture of what desperation looks like when it wears a mask of malice. Somewhere in a dimly lit room, someone who once knew you, or perhaps someone who only knows of you, is sitting across from a practitioner. The air is thick with incense, the table covered with objects you'd only see in nightmares or movies. They're not there for healing, they're not there for guidance. They're there because your success, your peace, your very existence has become unbearable to them, and they're willing to pay for your downfall. $20,000. Some pay more, some pay less, but the amount doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. These aren't impulsive decisions made in moments of anger. This is premeditated spiritual assault. They've saved money, made appointments, brought photographs, personal items, anything that carries your energetic signature. They've sat through rituals, chanted words in languages they don't understand, and convinced themselves that this investment will finally level the playing field, because in their mind, your happiness isn't fair. Your progress isn't deserved. Your light is an insult to their darkness. But
Right.
what they don't know, what the practitioners often don't tell them because it would ruin their business, is that the
popcorn.
universe doesn't take sides based on who pays more. It takes sides based on frequency, alignment, and spiritual law. You can't buy your way into manipulating someone whose path is guarded by something bigger than human comprehension. The moment that curse leaves the practitioner's hands and travels toward you, it enters a field of energy that doesn't recognize earthly currency. It only recognizes truth. And in the presence of truth, all deception dissolves. Here's where it gets interesting, where cosmic justice begins its work. The curse doesn't just bounce off you like a ball hitting a wall. It doesn't simply dissipate into nothing. It returns. And when it returns, it carries with it the amplified energy of betrayal, the weight of intentional harm, and the momentum of violated universal law. What they sent as a single arrow comes back as a storm. What they launched as an attack becomes their own destruction, 3 times stronger, 3 times faster, 3 times more devastating than anything they could have imagined. Now let's talk about how this actually works, because this isn't mysticism for the sake of storytelling, this is energetic mathematics. Every action in the universe creates a wave, a frequency, a ripple in the fabric of what connects all living things. When someone sends negative energy toward another person, they're essentially creating a debt in the cosmic ledger.
Wow.
That debt must be paid, and the universe always collects. But when that negative energy is directed at someone who operates at a higher frequency, someone whose life force is aligned with truth and purpose, something fascinating happens. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to poison a river that feeds into an ocean. The river's flow is too strong, too pure, too constant for the poison to take hold. Instead, the current carries that poison right back to its source. And because the river is powerful, it doesn't return alone. It brings with it the force of the entire flow, the momentum of natural law, and the weight of cause and effect. What was meant to pollute becomes concentrated, intensified, and delivered right back to the doorstep of the one who tried to contaminate the water. This is why protected individuals often don't even know they're being attacked until they see their enemies falling apart. They wake up each day feeling fine, maybe a little tired here and there, maybe some strange dreams or odd synchronicities, but nothing that breaks them. Meanwhile, the person who paid for the curse is experiencing catastrophic life collapse. Relationships implode overnight. Businesses that were thriving suddenly face lawsuits, bankruptcies, or scandal. Health deteriorates rapidly, with no clear medical explanation. Accidents occur with suspicious frequency, and through it all, there's a haunting feeling they can't shake. A knowing that something they
20
did
grand to curse your
is
own
coming
life.
back to haunt them.
That's what you get.
The practitioners themselves, the ones who facilitated these curses for profit, they know this pattern. The experienced ones warn their clients, though few listen. They say things like, "Are you sure about this person? Are you certain they're not protected?" Because they've seen it happen too many times. They've watched clients come back months later,
they knew I was
broken
protected.
and
They
desperate,
still
begging for
was
reversal,
desperate to do
willing
it,
to pay double
and that's
or
why the
triple
fuck
to
you
undo
curse.
what they've done.
Curse with the
But here's
curse.
the harsh truth. Some
Next,
things once set in motion cannot be stopped. Some
be
karmic
next?
debts are too heavy to negotiate. Ancient wisdom across cultures speaks of this principle, though it goes by different names. Some call it the threefold law. Others call it karmic multiplication. The concept is simple but profound. Whatever energy you send out returns to you 3 times. Send love, receive abundant love. Send healing, receive miraculous healing. But send hatred, send curses, send intentional harm, and brace yourself for a tsunami of consequences that will reshape your entire existence. This isn't punishment from an angry universe. This is simply how energy works. Why 3 times? Why not equal exchange? Because the universe operates on principles of growth and expansion. Everything multiplies. That's the nature of life itself. A single seed doesn't just become one plant. It becomes a plant that produces hundreds more seeds. One kind word, doesn't just touch one person. It ripples outward, affecting countless others. And one curse, one intentional sending of malevolent energy, doesn't just create one consequence. It triggers a cascade, a domino effect that touches every area of the sender's life. Let me share what this looks like in reality. The person who paid for the curse starts noticing small things first. A deal falls through that was supposed to be guaranteed. A friend they trusted suddenly distances themselves. Their partner becomes cold, suspicious, questioning things that never mattered before. They brush it off as coincidence, bad luck, temporary setbacks. But the incidents keep coming. Faster now, more severe. Legal troubles emerge from nowhere. Money disappears through unexpected expenses, theft or financial mismanagement that seems almost supernaturally orchestrated. Then comes the physical and mental toll. Sleep becomes impossible. When they do sleep, nightmares plague them, vivid and terrifying, often featuring the very person they tried to curse. Their health declines. Doctors run tests but find nothing conclusive, or worse, they find everything. A cascade of ailments that don't make sense together. Anxiety, depression, paranoia, these become constant companions. And in quiet moments when they're alone with their thoughts, they know exactly why this is happening. They know they messed with something, with someone they should have left alone. Here's something most people don't consider. The practitioner who accepted that $20,000, they're not immune to consequences either. In fact, they often suffer alongside their client because they became the conduit, the channel through which negative energy was directed. Every curse they facilitate creates a residue, an energetic stain on their own field. And when those curses, as they
Hold on, y'all.
just create one consequence, there's a shift happening right now that nobody can explain.
Hold on. Hold on, I
48
spilled
Barriers
water
is
on my
a
phone.
family-owned company, started in
did it.
2003, selling crowd control products, and then from there, it's become the main supplier in the concrete.
Hold on.
Worthy. It's that their role requires safeguarding. Mess with them and you're not just messing with an individual, you're interfering with a mission that has cosmic backing. Think about people throughout history who faced incredible opposition, yet survived against impossible odds. Leaders, artists, truth-tellers, healers who were targeted by powerful forces, but somehow kept going. That wasn't luck. That was protection. And if you
Hold on.
faced attacks that should have destroyed you but didn't, consider that you might be carrying something important, something that's worth protecting. The universe doesn't waste resources. If you're heavily guarded, there's a reason. Your survival isn't just about you, it's about what you're here to contribute. Let's shift perspective for a moment and examine the mindset of someone who actually pays money to harm another person spiritually. Because understanding this psychology reveals something crucial about protection and why certain people can't be touched. The person who seeks out these services is operating from a wounded place, but not all wounds excuse harmful actions. They're typically narcissists or individuals with deep-seated envy, or people who've never learned to process their own shadow material. Seeing someone else happy, successful, or at peace triggers something in them that they cannot regulate. What's fascinating is that these individuals almost never target people who are actually harmful. They don't curse abusers, criminals, or genuinely dangerous people.
Right.
No.
Right.
They target the helpers, the healers,
Right.
the ones who tried to love them, support them, or simply exist in their own light. Why? Because goodness, authenticity, and genuine success holds up a mirror to everything they're not and refuses to become. That mirror is unbearable. So rather than look at their reflection and do the work to change, they try to shatter the mirror. They try to extinguish your light so they can remain comfortable in their darkness. But here's where their psychology becomes their downfall. The very act of trying to curse someone, of paying for their destruction, requires the attacker to focus intensely on that person. They have to think about you, talk about you, provide details about you, visualize you during rituals. In doing so, they're actually strengthening the energetic cord between you. And when that curse reverses, it has a highway to travel back on, a direct connection that they built themselves.
Exactly.
They've essentially created a boomerang effect,
They know
and they're
exactly
standing
who to
right
go
in
back
its path.
to and fuck them up.
Moreover, the guilt and shame of what they've done, even if they won't consciously acknowledge it, begins to eat away at their psyche. Humans are not designed to hold intentional malice without consequence. Our nervous systems, our energetic bodies, they register the dissonance between harmful actions and our innate capacity for connection. That dissonance manifests as illness, mental instability, and a general feeling of being cursed themselves. They often describe feeling like something is following them, watching them, waiting. That's not paranoia. That's their own consciousness trying to alert them to the karmic debt they've incurred. Now let's get into the technical aspects of how a curse actually returns.
That's what the fuck you get.
Because this isn't vague mysticism. This operates according to specific spiritual laws that are as consistent as physical laws. When negative energy is sent toward a protected individual, several things happen simultaneously. First, the energy encounters resistance. Like water hitting a dam, it can't flow through, so it begins to pool. To build pressure, that pressure has to go somewhere, and the path of least resistance is always back to the source. Second, the energy gets marked. Think of it like a cosmic return address. Every thought, every intention, every action carries a signature, an energetic fingerprint that identifies its origin. When a curse is sent, it's not anonymous. The universe knows exactly where it came from, even if the person used intermediaries or tried to hide behind practitioners.
Right.
That signature ensures that when consequences come, they arrive at the right doorstep. There's no escaping it, no shifting blame, no claiming ignorance. Third, and this is where the threefold multiplication happens, the energy accumulates additional charge as it returns. It picks up momentum. It gathers reinforcement from the universal law of cause and effect. Imagine rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small, but grows exponentially as it descends. The curse that returns isn't just the original energy sent, but it's that energy plus the weight of violated spiritual law, plus the collective consciousness's response to intentional harm, plus the karmic debt that was already waiting to be paid. By the time it arrives back at the sender, it's a completely different force. This is why the consequences seem disproportionate to outside observers. People will say things like, all they did was go to one practitioner, and now their entire life is falling apart. That seems excessive. But what they're not seeing is the accumulation, the compound effect, the way the universe doesn't just address the single action, but the entire pattern of behavior that led to that action. The curse was just the visible tip of an iceberg of malice, envy, and harmful intention that had been building for years. The return isn't punishment for one action, it's correction for an entire trajectory. Here's something that makes this even more serious, something that should give anyone pause before they consider this path. When you pay someone to curse another person, you're not just putting yourself at risk, you're often putting your entire family line at risk. Curses don't respect individual boundaries the way we do in physical reality. They affect bloodlines, generational patterns, and everyone connected to the sender through DNA, love, or close proximity. This is why practitioners who have any ethics at all refuse to do this work. They know the collateral damage is massive. I've heard countless stories of people who went to practitioners to harm someone, and within months their children started having nightmares, health issues, or behavioral problems. Their parents, who had nothing to do with the curse, suddenly faced medical emergencies or financial crises. Their siblings' marriages fell apart, their partners lost jobs or developed addictions. The whole family system began to destabilize because one person opened a door that shouldn't have been opened, and the worst part is, those family members often have no idea why their lives suddenly got so difficult. This generational component is crucial because it means the person who initiated the curse aren't just fixed things by apologizing or seeking reversal. The energy has already spread through their lineage like a
motherfuckers don't
virus.
overstand
It
this
will
shit.
continue affecting future generations unless someone in that family line does serious spiritual work to clear it. Children born into that family will struggle with unexplained obstacles, chronic illness, or repetitive patterns of failure, all because an ancestor decided to play with forces they didn't understand. And before anyone thinks this sounds harsh or unfair, remember that this is about maintaining balance in the universe. If harmful actions didn't have serious consequences, if people could attack others spiritually without repercussion,
all be
the
doing it.
entire energetic ecosystem would collapse into chaos. The severity of the return is proportionate to the severity of the violation. It's not cruelty. It's cosmic mathematics. You can't introduce poison into a system without that system responding defensively to maintain its integrity. There comes a point in every attacker's journey, if they survive long enough to reach it, where they realize what they've done. It's not always a moment of redemption or transformation. Sometimes it's just pure, horrifying clarity. They're sitting in the wreckage of their life. Everything they valued is gone or damaged beyond repair, and suddenly they understand. The dots connect. The timeline aligns. They remember the day they went to that practitioner, paid that money, participated in that ritual, and they realize that everything bad that's happened since then can be traced back to that decision. This realization is often more torturous than the actual consequences, because now they have to live with the knowledge that they did this to themselves.
And to their
They can't
family.
blame you, they can't blame fate, they can't blame anyone but themselves. And that awareness, that inescapable understanding of self-inflicted destruction, it breaks people in ways that external circumstances never could. Some fall into deep depression, others become obsessed with finding reversal, spending their last resources on spiritual
No,
healing,
that's not gonna
cleansing,
happen,
and
baby.
protection.
No,
It may
no,
or
don't
may
look for
not
no
work,
reversal,
depending on how
baby.
deep the
Don't look
karmic
for no
debt
reversal,
runs.
baby. You
But
finna
few,
get all
and
of this
these are the
shit
rare
back
ones,
3
actually
times
reach out
3.
to the person
You're
that
finna
they
get all of
tried
this
to
shit
curse.
back. Don't look for
They
no reversal.
apologize,
Sorry.
not because they found
Sorry.
genuine remorse,
Nah,
but because
nah.
they're desperate for the consequences to stop.
Don't look for
They've
no
heard
reversal,
somewhere
baby.
that if
It
the
gotta play
target
itself
forgives them,
out.
the curse might lift.
It
But here's the
gotta
thing
play
about
itself
that
on now.
scenario.
So just
You, the
fuck
person who
that
was
up.
protected, you don't owe them forgiveness.
Nah,
You
nah.
don't owe them acknowledgement. You don't
Nah,
owe them
nah.
anything. The universe has handled this situation perfectly without your intervention.
Yeah,
and
baby.
engaging with them now would only create new energetic cords that
Exactly.
aren't necessary.
Exactly.
Because here's what they still don't understand, even in their moment of realization. The consequence.
Woo, somebody finna lose something that they really, somebody finna lose something that they really motherfucking love. Like, wow. You cursed yourself like a motherfucker. If you like it, I love it. I mean, shit. Wow, that is something. I'm gonna come back and play the rest of it for y'all because let me see where it stopped at. Oops, sorry. No. Let me cancel that. Yeah, I'll come back and play the rest of it for y'all. But when I say that you curse yourself with the curse upon a curse, yeah, baby, that's what you did. One love, one love, one love. I am your sacred, magical IT priest of the Most High God. Come to give it to you real and raw. To anybody that want to hear it, that want to get it, especially the motherfucking haters. Honey, I'm giving it to you real and you raw, okay? You want to keep meditating on me, trying to see how you going to make a downfall that don't exist? Be real? Honey, 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 honey. This is what we got for you. One love, I'm out.